Hello and welcome to an India Today special broadcast that comes to you from the Kargil War Memorial in Dras. I'm Gaurav Sawant. The stage is set for the nation to pay its respects to more than 500 braves who made the supreme sacrifice of their lives, ousting the Pakistan army intruders from these Kargil heights behind me. That happened 25 years ago in the summer of 1999. I was here covering that war for over 2 months between May and July 1999, and 25 years later, I get you tales of unparalleled valor and India's defense preparedness in dealing with Pakistan's military jihad complex.
25 years of glory. Remembering the heroes of Kargil. The battles, the memories, the victory. India Today reports from Kargil.
Right behind me is the Operation Vijay War Memorial.
Unforgettable Kargil. Top focus on India First.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lead the nation in paying respects to the 500 plus braves who made the supreme sacrifice of their lives, ousting the Pakistan army intruders from the Kargil heights. This was Pakistan stabbing India in the back. Remember, then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had taken that Lahore bus of peace to Pakistan. But exactly the same time, Pakistan army was intruding all along the Mashko Valley, Dras, Kaksar, Kargil, Batalik heights, almost 150 kilometers in length and in some places between 8 kilometers to 20 to 25 kilometers deep. That battle took over 2 months. A battle that was fought on ground. It was unparalleled valor. And of course, the Indian Air Force, the Indian Army, the artillery, the infantry, everyone came together as one nation to defeat Pakistan. I was on ground then, and I bring you these reports now. The nation celebrates 25 years of India's spectacular victory over Pakistan in Kargil. Right behind me is the Operation Vijay War Memorial here in Dras. This is the Kargil War Memorial. The names of over 500 braves who made the supreme sacrifice of their lives, defeating the Pakistan army on these icy jagged peaks in the summer of 1999 are etched here in stone. But they remain etched in the hearts and minds of a very grateful nation. Because it was Pakistan's treachery that led to the Kargil War. The Indian Army undertook Operation Vijay on the 26th of May. The Indian Air Force undertook Operation Safed Sagar again on the 26th of May. But not many people know that on the 21st of May, you had a Canberra reconnaissance aircraft of the Indian Air Force that took off from the Agra Air Base. It silently flew over these heights, went all the way up to Batalik. So over Dras, Kargil, Batalik, and the state-of-the-art cameras at that time, of course, they took pictures of Pakistani infiltration and their deployment, including at Manto Dhalo, where the Pakistanis had a very big setup, logistics setup, a base of the Pakistani army inside Indian territory. Now, that aircraft was targeted by a surface-to-air missile fired by the Pakistanis. One engine caught fire, it was winged, but with the other engine, that aircraft managed to land at Srinagar. There was another aircraft that was on standby that took those images to Agra. They were processed, developed, and that gave the Army and the Air Force the first clear idea about the level of infiltration by the Pakistanis. But that was only a part of the story. On the 27th of May, a MiG-27 flown by Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa, that flamed out because they weren't used to flying in these high altitudes and firing in these altitudes. The engine flamed out, it didn't reignite. Nachiketa had to bail out. While he bailed out, squad leader Ajay Ahuja, who was flying a MiG-21 that time, he actually returned. His task was to fly back, cross Zojala and land in Srinagar. But that is the level of camaraderie in the Indian Armed Forces, in the Indian Air Force, that he actually made a loop and went back and flew low to see where Nachiketa was landing so that the rescue helicopter could be sent. But that is where the Pakistanis fired another surface-to-air missile and brought down that MiG-21. As Squad leader Ajay Ahuja bailed out, he was coming down on his parachute. The Pakistanis opened fire and killed him in cold blood. We're told he was also tortured and injured. Ajay Ahuja was also tortured by the Pakistanis. Look at this wall, a concrete wall of rocks that's come up. It's about 20 feet in height and about 4 feet in its breadth. Why? Because this is an area from where, across the line of control, Pakistan can dominate this road. This is that national highway that goes from Dras to Kargil, then to Leh, to Siachen and to the eastern Ladakh sector. So this is a virtual lifeline, the jugular of the Indian Army, at least at that time. Now you have alternate roads, but that time this was the main road. At night, when we would cross from Kargil to Dras, we would switch off the headlight of our vehicles and drive in the dead of the night, absolutely making no sound. And this was very risky because on the one side is that Suru river that comes from there, the other, rivulet that comes from Dras. Very, very sensitive area. And imagine we were civilians. Military convoys would travel this way in the dead of the night. Of course, the army learnt its lessons. The Pakistanis were evicted in 1999 as part of Operation Vijay, but that wasn't all. The army then started effectively dominating this area. And how? So if the Pakistanis would fire here and try to disrupt this lifeline, the Indian army would retaliate and with interest in another sector where Pakistan army was extremely vulnerable. They would fire one round, India would fire 10 rounds. And then this area became peaceful. One clear message from Kargil to 25 years of tackling Pakistan military jihad complex: you can only defeat a terror state when you give it back with interest and pain that military jihad complex in Pakistan suffers. With cameraman Kripal Singh at Kaksar in Ladakh, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. It's been 25 years since Pakistan stabbed India in the back. But why is it so important not just to remember our braves, their valor, but also to remember Pakistan's treachery and how India fought back? It's very important to take those tales of unparalleled valor to future generations, to future warriors of India, because Pakistan hasn't changed since 1947. It's repeatedly stabbed India in the back, and the current indications are it will continue to use treachery and deceit. India must remain prepared. At the same time, India must remember its braves who put India first, the country before self. We get you all the details about the preparations for a grand Kargil Vijay Divas Silver Jubilee here in Dras and across the country.
The mountains of Kargil stand tall as formidable witness to indomitable bravery of the Indian Army. 25 years ago, the Pakistan Army, disguised as cowardly infiltrators, had to kneel before the braves of India. Memories of that great victory that destroyed the evil designs of the neighbors remain etched in the Indian soul with pride. India once again prepares to pay homage to the valor of the Indian Army and to this great victory. The Kargil War Memorial is ready for the Silver Jubilee celebrations of Vijay Divas. There are grand preparations for the grand celebration on the occasion of the completion of 25 years of the Kargil victory. It would be celebrated from Kashmir to Kanyakumari for 3 days starting from the 24th of July. On the 26th of this month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also participate in the Vijay Divas celebrations in Kargil, something that will boost the morale of soldiers and send out a national message to the military. On Friday morning, the Prime Minister will land at the Dras helipad by helicopter, where the Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor will welcome him. After this, the Prime Minister will pay homage to the Veers of the Kargil War at the memorial in Dras. He will then visit the Wall of Fame and will also interact with the brave soldiers of the army. During this, a light and sound show will also be organized, in which a glimpse of the bravery of those who were lost in the Kargil War will be shown.
विजय दिवस के लिए तैयारी हुआ है यहाँ पे, तो इसके लिए हम लोग आए द्रास में, फिर हम लोग करगिल जा रहे हैं। अंदर में जो प्रिपरेशन किया हुआ है, इंडियन फ्लैग्स एंड सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत गर्व है। 25 साल हम लोग का कंप्लीट हुआ, हम लोग जीते हुए।
बहुत जल्दी शहीद दिवस का ये हम लोग सेलिब्रेशन करने वाला है। हम लोग तो बहुत गर्व करते हैं उस जवानों को जो हम लोग के लिए जान पे खेल के गया।
Heroes of India defeated Pakistan by hoisting the tricolour on Tiger Hill on the 26th of July 1999. This war between India and Pakistan continued for about 2 months in the mountains of Kargil. Peace came at the cost of the supreme sacrifice of more than 500 brave Indian lives.
ਵੇਖੀ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਵੇਖੀ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਦੁੱਖ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤੇ ਨਾਂ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਨਾਮ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਘਰੇ ਵੀ ਬਣਾਣੇ ਵਰਸੀ ਬਣਾਣੇ ਤੇ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਆਰਮੀ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਨਾਂ नहीं ਸੀ ਲੈਣਾ दुख बहुत है इस गल का।
भारत सरकार से मेरी ये गुजारिश है और मैं ये समझता हूँ कि कारगिल वॉर जो है दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द टफेस्ट वॉर एवर हैपन इन द वर्ल्ड एंड आई फील इट शुड बी इंक्लूडेड इन द सिलेबस ऑफ सीनियर सेकेंडरी लेवल एंड द स्टोरीज ऑफ द सुपर हीरोज शुड ऑल्सो बी गिवन इन ब्रीफ so that our youth may be inspired by that.
This year, the celebration of Vijay Divas promises to be grand because India is celebrating the silver jubilee of victory over Pakistan in one of the most difficult terrains of a high-altitude war in the world. To commemorate this, not only Dras of Kargil, but other parts of the country are also getting ready. With Gaurav Sawant in Kargil, Bureau Report, India Today.
When I got here in the summer of 1999, Operation Vijay hadn't officially been launched. But probe missions were being launched by various battalions on ground. And right behind me, that's Tololing. This is how close the Pakistan Army intruders had come in. Various probe missions went up. They were shot at, they were fired at. Bodies of our braves booby-trapped. But then things turned around. 26th of May, Op Vijay officially started. Initial probe missions weren't very successful. Then artillery was moved in. 100 guns boomed together. People have read about the 100 gun concept where all across the highway 100 howitzers, 130 mm anti-tank guns, 105 mm field guns, they all fired together at one peak, and then the infantry moved forward. The turning point in this battle, the Battle of Tololing on the night of June 12 and 13. I was on ground zero covering the 100 gun concept and the Battle of Tololing. We get to this report. India Today special broadcast that comes to you from an altitude of 15,300 feet.
हमारे अंदर जोश और जुनून और जज्बा था The bravery of young officers and soldiers like this made it possible for us to recapture each of these peaks.
Point 4875 was the most dominating feature in the Mashkovali subsector.
100 guns boomed together. These weapons were almost seen like the personal weapon of the infantry in the Kargil war. Over the past 2 decades, a lot has been written about the valor of Major Vivek Gupta, Major Rajesh Singh Adhikari, and Lieutenant Colonel Vishwanathan, among others, who made the supreme sacrifice of their lives in the Battle of Tololing. But this was the first opportunity to see those icy heights, those rocky sangars, the bunkers where our braves fell fighting. Pushing back the Pakistan army intruders inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter, feature by feature. तोलोलिंग के ऑपरेशन में दुश्मन आप पर पत्थर भी लुढ़का रहा था, फिर भी चढ़ रहे थे।
जुनून था, नया जोश था और तोलोलिंग पर कारगिल की लड़ाई को फतेह हासिल करना था।
और ग्रेनेड आए, गोली आई,
फिर भी हमें आगे बढ़ना था क्योंकि हमारा मकसद यही क्या था कि तोलोलिंग पर कब्जा करना।
On the night of June 12, 1999, more than 100 guns boomed together. Soldiers of 2 Rajrif led the assault on Tololing.
It was felt that it is a mission impossible, but it is to the credit of our great nation and to the resolve of the Indian soldier that we made the impossible actually possible. Tololing is important because it is very close to the national highway, which is actually a lifeline for the administrative support of all our troops deployed in Ladakh.
The Tololing victory galvanized the nation. This enemy could be defeated. Though victory came at a very high price, but it spurred the soldiers to win against all odds. And here, another hero was born. Captain Vikram Batra and his immortal lines after victory at point 5140. Ye dil mange more.
CO Colonel Joshi on the radio said, after another bunker was captured, my company's success signal was Ye dil mange more. The guys were so highly charged up that they're wanting that some more bunkers should have been there and we would have got the more chaps.
20 years after the Kargil conflict, Captain Vikram Batra's brothers in arms came together to once again climb point 4875, one of the most difficult features in Kargil, to honor his valor. At an altitude of 16,087 feet, officers and soldiers of the 13th Battalion of the Jammu and Kashmir Rifles thanked their deity and their comrades for a spectacular victory over Pakistan against all odds. Durga Mata Ki Jai! Ki Jai! Ki Jai! Tevra! Tera! Tevra! Tera! Tevra! Tera!
In the entire brigade attack, my point for
Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi, the Leh commander, was then commanding his battalion in Dras 20 years ago. The army and the people of Kaksar very proudly remember Captain Saurav Kalia and the boys of the 4th Battalion of the Jat Regiment amongst the first casualties of the Kargil War of 1999. The young officer led a small patrol up the Kaksar heights. They were caught, ambushed and tortured in the most inhuman manner by the Pakistani intruders in every violation of the Geneva Convention. Stories of their torture spurred the Indian Army to fight the Pakistanis and evict them. Pakistan Army's ugly face was revealed early in the Kargil conflict when the intruders ambushed, caught and tortured to death Captain Saurabh Kalia and the brave soldiers of the 4th Battalion of the Jat Regiment who formed a part of the initial reconnaissance patrol in Kaksar area of Kargil. Air power played a key role in the Kargil battle. In the summer of 1999, Operation Safed Sagar was launched from initial surveillance reconnaissance to fighter operations. Of course, there were setbacks. One fighter jet and one helicopter were shot down by the adversary. Then the Mirages were brought in, and in that crucial battle for Tiger Hill, precision-guided munition was used. The enemy was stunned. The sight of Delta Wing Mirage 2000 fighter jets swooping down and using rigged-up precision-guided munition to destroy Pakistani bunkers on Tiger Hill is stuff legends are made of. Air power played a key role in the Kargil operations. However, squad leader Ajay Ahuja was not as lucky. On May 27, a MiG-27 flown by Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa saw an engine flame out. As the young pilot ejected, he was arrested by the Pakistan Army intruders. Squad leader Ahuja, flying a MiG-21, made a low pass to check on Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa's safety. But his MiG-21 was shot down and he was killed by the Pakistan Army. There was more bad news in store for the Indian Air Force. A Mi-17 helicopter was shot down over Tololing by the Pakistan Army. The Indian Air Force then rejigged its operations and used laser designators to target enemy bunkers and positions. Victory at Kargil came at a very heavy price. 550 braves made the supreme sacrifice of their lives to push the Pakistani intruders to the other side of the line of control, and it took almost 2 months. But the threat of Pakistan's state-sponsored terror and Pakistani treachery at the line of control still continues. The writing is on the wall. India can never afford to let her guard down. The victory was against all odds. The victory was in the line of fire. The nation is grateful to our braves who fought and made the supreme sacrifice of their lives, and the braves who fought and won. Like it said in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Yuddhai Krit Nishchaya. That is all I have for you on this special broadcast from Dras. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.